Hey, this is Ottman, B&B Customs, Tennessee. It's January 21st, 2014. Had this baby built since April last year. It's a 04 Blaster frame, custom swing arm. Got a custom insert like tubes, braces, a couple cassettes on the frame up front because I crashed it and twisted the frame last year. Loretta Lynn's, you can see it's right there. You can tell how the front's kind of twisted there. It was pretty bad. It was real bad actually. But this time I went ahead and it bent last time right up here, usually where the blasters bend, right behind the two A arms. So I inserted this tube right here. Makes it look like factory. Braced it right up to the engine mounts, you know, which I just made out of some 1/4" angle. Kind of curved them. Get in here to look at it. Kind of see where I just curved them to fit, you know, and then weld them up. I got me a 1/4" skid plate, front to back, all the way up underneath. As you can see, I've yet to punch me a oil drain hole, but I got my power valve vent hole right there inside of it, and put these gussets in the front right here. Keep front kind of real nice and stable. Got my little good luck bell there. So it's got the 04 hydraulic brakes. Last year when I first started with the 02, they were drum. I needed more power. I needed more braking power also, so I got them set up. Still like my older headlight though, kind of makes it look better, I thought. Got my unbreakable on here just in case. You know, they're pretty good, made by Vince. You know, I modded it, put my switch right here. You know, I put this nice little cover on from the 04. You can tell it's got a 3-inch, you know, extended steering stem. I cut two apart basically and made one, so because I didn't want two welds, I only wanted one weld, so I did that. And all right, here now on still on the engine with the braces. You know, we got them braces right there. We got a solid 1/4" piece right here that runs all the way across, that the engine sits on, with 1/4" tabs. It's kind of hard to see them, but they're shaped to the engine. Back here I got the factory sleeves. You can kind of still see the little corner right here where the cap used to sit on. The factory sleeves there on both of them. You can kind of see them there, you know, and it's supposed to have a space in between it because it does ride on the inside race, not these right here. That's not where the pressure is. It's supposed to be on the inside because it's got caps on the aluminum case. Y'all know that. And we got the 2-inch, 1/4" wall pipe in between here. And we got a 2.5 with a high boy setting and a low rider. It's probably about 4 inches lower than stock, basically like tires about 2 inches from the top of the fenders, just to cruise around and show off. Made this these right here 1x2 1/4" wall. And I just hole saw cut them up front with a 1 7/8, I believe. You can see there's the factory sleeve, and then I cut it at about a 5/8 to 3/4 circle, so even if the welds ever broke, which I don't think so, it would still stay hooked on there. And so I lined that all up. I basically moved both of these tubes when I put them back up on them sleeves up there on both sides. I moved it 3/4" to make sure it lines up with the rear end and everything. you know, because you got to have that perfect right through there. And got the 04 hydraulic, got the Banshee rear end, you know, it gives it 3.5 inches extra, but I went with the 12-inch ITP red label, you know, aluminum rims. Go with 12-inch by 22 by 9 bear claws, you know, and that they are unilug for Banshee or Honda, I believe 400EX or 450R. Here's the other side of it. What I like about the 99 engine, it's got the internal clutch right here, and so the chain can't eat it up too much, but one time it must have jumped off before I ever bought the engine from somebody else, and I got this engine off eBay and didn't know much about it, and I seen that, but he said it didn't leak, and I got to looking at it when I got it, and it's a beautiful job, really. It didn't get too deep in it, and just a little crack, really. And so I got me a KDX, I think it's about a 94 KDX 200 shifter, because it's got that nice little loop right here. Let's see if you can see it from the back side. I'm working on it here. You can see how much room it's got right here. You know, how it kind of loops like that. I like that about the KDX. So I use that shifter, and it's real nice, and it gives a lot of room. So I got the factory 99 carburetor on it, and it's jetted out factory. I got the V4s, you know, got them Delta 3s on there, pretty good. And so that pretty much covers the rear end. It's still got the factory shock on it. I haven't did much to it. Just got a pretty. I raised it. That mount right there is about 1 inch higher, I didn't mention, than factory, so it gives it that stance. But it squats when you sit on it. I use the factory. The factory oiler has my radiator overflow, and you can see it right here. It runs all the way up to the front to my radiators. This is my top radiator hose. It comes from the top of my engine right there, as you can see, and it feeds through the top of this radiator, runs through the bottom, comes out, feeds along this line all the way to the other side. Alright, and then it comes in from the bottom of that one over there. It feeds up over here to the right side with the filler, and we have our overflow right here coming in also, and then it goes down, cools, double cools again, as I call it. It cools once from that side, comes over through this one, then cools again, and then it comes out of the bottom of this radiator and then does this nice little elbow and goes straight back into the engine. And it's a perfect system. It's overheated on me one time because I was playing around with it and got stuck in a hollow for probably about 45 minutes, but I'd say that would happen with a two-stroke that long not moving. But I ain't had no problems. It's a great setup. They're Honda 250R ATC 85 model radiators, grills, and mounts. And then how I mounted them in here, as you can see, I just made a basically like a C mount. Looks the same up top. Right there you can kind of see it. Same thing on the other side. That one's a little bit, I had to maneuver it to make it fit with the exhaust pipe just a little bit. That was a little bit. I had to do them both at the same time. The driver right radiator, no, which I take that back, the passenger radiator and the exhaust pipe, because we only got about a 1/4 inch here, about a 1/2 inch right there between that spot. We got a 1/2 inch in between our coolant pipe right here, and it's pretty much just got a little 1/2 inch right here on the frame where I installed these add-on braces with my skid plate to keep it all from bending in this area. Alright, and I just made these metal mud guards / air scoops, bent them, painted them, you know, threw my stickers on them, customized it up, just brought it out of my head, and I bent it right here on this section just to make sure that when you're fully suspended out, I mean you bottom out, that it's not going to hit on either one of these right here. So that's why they're bent like that, and then they're bent up here and mounted to the right up under the fender, and they're just kind of close along the sides and mounted on the back side of the 250R brace right here. So it's really nice. I got good clearance with my A-arm. That's just the guard plastic that I trimmed off there. I kind of figured behind the A-arms be better for sticks and whatnot, and then plus the bumper, you know, it guards it good too. So that's a pretty good guard on them. You're looking at it from there, you know, if you're coming at it. And fenders kind of help it scoop in air. Plus the little scoops that I got built help it scoop in air. And you can kind of see the clearance that I got on this one. I just got rid of the shroud a little bit right there, but it's because it's got pretty good suspension. And I mean, it's got good clearance almost everywhere. It's got the good bracing in it. And, well, I want to go back to my Honda 250R 85 or 86 model quad DG pipe. And so when I got it, I kind of checked it out, and it had a 6-inch S-curve right in this vicinity, right here where it goes up into the engine. And you can kind of see where I put my piece of 6-inch in, because it was more or less, it was a 6-inch S lengthways, and then about 1.3 by the engine or something, and 1.7 down towards the tube, or 1.5 down towards the other end of the tube. So I put a 6-inch pipe in and kept the flare to keep the performance, and kept the length to keep the performance, because the two-stroke runs on the exhaust with the performance. So, and then I just welded the Yz250 head up to my, you know, my pipe, you know, that I butt seam welded down the side. You can probably see the butt seam weld a little bit better on the other side here. I guess you can't see it that good because I welded her down, but you can see where I connected it right there. And you know, and this is the factory pipe right here, you know, up to factory up to right here. So, and then this is the Yz250 pipe, and then I made my pipe in between with the same diameter and length to keep my tune. It's all about, you know, keeping that with a two-stroke. And then I got a Banshee chain tensioner right here. It works great. You know, I mean, I ain't never had the chain derail on me yet, and so after I built it, I figured out, damn, now how am I gonna get that pin out? So ended up having to punch a hole, put a pipe in there, and weld it in from both sides to get my pin out. That's all right, and ended up crushing that the other day when I was riding it. So I put me a new one on there because I smashed it up at Loretta Lynn's on the last one. But yeah, it's a 7-inch plus 7 factory, whatever you want to call it, 7-inch stretch swing arm. I got a grab bar back there just in case so it won't flip over, because it will stand up with you. And last time I had these tabs on here, so I cleaned them tabs off because they got my ankles, both of them. And Well, the carburetor right here, I just got me a 2-inch piece of pipe. Rubber connector pipe, 2-inch piece of aluminum, and just kind of found the spot where it was 2-inch on the factory intake tube, and just kind of put her on there, crammed it off in there from the other side, from the filter side, so it'd be a good tight connection where you wouldn't need a clamp, so because it was pretty small, so it's stretched all the way up in there. That tube is pretty flared out and everything real nicely. You can't really see much from the top, but you can see it's in there. And then the exhaust, it's got a 99 Yz250 Pro Circuit silencer, and I just had to put me just a small extension in there, same diameter as them pipes, just so they would connect right here with the DG pipe and the Pro Circuit silencer to connect it right here. And I cut it. No, I take that back. I didn't cut that. I thought I did, but I didn't. That was all. It just worked out perfect right here. It comes out. You can see it's got a little, a small rub mark, just where, but it sits in there nice and flush out of your way. It don't come out unless you want it to, and it comes out. Some people I've seen had issues with it. I got this one kind of worked out real good. I got super clearance right here. Let me get a little bit closer to see it. You can see her coming on down right there. I got good clearance all the way down. And you can see my kickstop bumper right there. I got my thumb on. She comes all the way down and stops right there. So, because you got to have a stopper for all that. But basically all I did is just peck on the frame just a little bit. You can kind of see it from this angle. It's just got just a small little impression. If I would say it's only about a 1/2 inch wide, it's from right there. That's only probably about 3/16 deep of a punch, from about that tall. Just barely nail it right there with a hammer, smooth kitchen hammer, because you don't want nothing rough so to keep the integrity of the pipe and everything, I still got to put in my rear switch, because my last one I had to build all this assembly, and I built it identical to this because I wanted to keep the hydraulic fluid coming, from the reservoir coming down, and if a bubble is in here, the bubble will come out here first. If not, it will come out the top and be able to travel out easier to get the bubbles out of the master cylinder faster, quicker, more efficiently. With the 04 rear, it's just easier to bolt up. And the Banshee axle, it's just a bolt-in accessory also. So basically that covers a lot of the bike. I took it apart when I got it and redid all the bearings, seals, and put a new Yz250 66.4 piston in it. I put new clutch springs in it, chain, sprocket, tensioner, and I got new jets for the carburetor, cleaned it all out. And before I put it on, you can see them, I like them little ones right there. But yeah, and that's basically it right there. I like it pretty good. Y'all got any questions or anything, just leave it in some comments. And yeah, and you can't see it, but I had right back here by the engine, you can see it. There's my clearance from my exhaust pipe and my jug. So I got clearance everywhere on it, so it's not touching nothing. And then I got braces on the backs of my radiators. This one's easier to see. The other one looks identical from the top of the 250R brace. 250R radiator brace. I put my, air shroud on it, built not bought, blam. And then I just put me a 1/4 inch bar going straight back to my frame, and it welds in right there in front of the bolt. And keep them real nice and sturdy, I mean, they won't go nowhere. I mean, it's really nice. And well, I busted my buddy's Predator 500 Polaris, and my buddy's 350 Banshee. Had some Toomey pipes on it, stock carb, stock Banshee, but it's running pretty good right now. I'm liking it pretty good. You can see the stance on it and everything. Right here's a little bit how I took a Banshee Master and put it on my old lady's Blaster, and I did kind of the same setup because of the air bubble type idea, and then just kind of modded this arm a little bit for her Kickstarter, because I put the hinge for the pedal back behind the frame there, and then just kind of shortened it. This is a Banshee pedal that I just welded a pin on back here, put a C-clip on it with your return spring, and I got my little stopper right there on hers, and just cut the front of the Banshee arm off and moved it back to where I want it and welded it on pretty easy. For anybody that wants to do it, it's pretty quick and easy with a Banshee lever, master, and rear on it. But yeah, let me give y'all a view of what she really could do or look like. Sound, I guess. Got my rooster hat on today. It's cold out here. Oh, it's probably about 27 degrees out here right now. We'll see how quick she starts. Well, it took her a couple times to start, but I would too if it was 25 degrees and somebody was kicking me. But she's ready to go. Any other questions, just leave some comments. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for viewing B&B Customs. Coming up, just a little sneak peek. Coming up, I'm going to give y'all a sneak. Ever seen a Can-Am Spider? This is a Blaster and a CR250 Honda mated together. Coming up, almost built. Post it soon. Thanks for viewing.